Community events are happening all month.
A historic flag raising of the Puyallup tribe of Indians happened recently.
And Phase 1 of the Lincoln District Streetscape project is drawing to a close.
All that and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Mayor Victoria Woodards and Puyallup Council Chairman Bill Sterred, along with members of the Tacoma City Council and Puyallup Tribal Council, were on hand for the raising of the Puyallup Nation flag over the Tacoma Municipal Building. The flag raising was in part to celebrate and support the Puyallup Tribe of Indians 2018 Paddle to Puyallup Canoe Journey, which is a traditional yearly gathering of Native Americans from all along the west coast of Washington and Canada. This year, over 120 canoe families have taken part, including participants from as far away as Alaska and New Zealand.
One of downtown Tacoma's quickest routes to the Port of Tacoma will remain closed for a few more weeks. As John Phillips explains, drivers will put up with a little inconvenience this summer, but the work will help support some big economic growth coming to downtown in the years ahead.
Tacoma Power wire electricians are reaching new heights this summer. They're strapped in with safety harnesses and are working at the top of a downtown icon, the Murray Morgan Bridge, also known as the 11th Street Bridge.
Nice view. Yeah. It's a little nervy at times with the wind.
Mike Ruiz is one of those working 207 feet above the Theophos waterway and 147 feet above the bridge deck.
You're focused on the work, you're not really thinking about, I guess if you're afraid of heights, it would be a concern, but the only concern really is safety of the boats passing by and dropping material, but we're using lanyards for all of our tools and things like that.
The bridge is being closed for much of the summer so Tacoma Power can upgrade and increase electric service to the downtown core.
It's rather simple in scope, but it's rather complicated in its how to get it done.
The superstructure on top of the drawbridge hasn't been used in years, and it's being reconditioned to connect this substation on the Tacoma Tide Flats to the downtown power system.
By using this path, we don't have to dig up streets. We don't have to encumber, businesses like if it was a sewer project or something like that. This is a way for us to get a new source of energy into the downtown with the least amount of disturbance to the residents and the business community of the downtown.
The many new residential units along the Theophos waterway and growth downtown of recent years may be a hint of things to come. And Tacoma Power wants to be ready to respond with reliable electric service.
So now that Tacoma is getting that economic development as a result of new people wanting to come down here and live in the Tacoma area, not having to deal with the I-5 corridor up into Seattle. So new things are happening here.
To prepare for this high-altitude work, crews were given special equipment and rescue training. Summer was picked as the best time to do this because windy days are less frequent.
We have a meter that we can measure how much wind we've got, and if it goes over 20 miles an hour, we've got to bring people back down to the deck and put it on hold. So.
Improvements to make the upper bridge safer for workers in the years ahead is also part of the project. Addressing public safety has been a big part of planning this work. Besides closure of the bridge deck, a safety boat is directing marine traffic, so they'll skirt active overhead work zones. To improve emergency response to the tide flats during bridge closures, Tacoma Power is also funding an extra firefighting position at this station east of the Foss waterway. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
The Murray Morgan Bridge reopens to single-lane travel August 17th until the primary bridge work is completed at the end of September. The city is preparing to wrap up Phase 1 of the Lincoln District Streetscape project. After a year of construction and improvements, there are many new things to be seen in the business district.
As phase one's wrapping up, the newest thing that happened last week was that the road was striped. So all of the bike lanes are in now, the parking lanes, the new turn lanes. So that really makes the road very clear and easy to navigate. Most of the work is finished, but there are some small details that still need to be done. So all the lanes aren't open for traffic, but they're opening when they can, and they're kind of shut when they need to be working on things. But all of the benches are in, and all of the landscaping is in. We do have a large art feature that's a big archway at 38th and Park, which won't be put in till later this summer.
Phase 2 of the project began in late July and is expected to go through October. During this time, South Yakima Street from South 38th to South 39th Streets will be closed to parking and traffic.
This will be a full building phase to building phase project, just like 38th was, with art and everything else, and should take about 3 months to complete. The businesses on 38th were really posting and talking a lot about how happy they are with how 38th looks now, and really excited for it to be wrapping up the majority of the construction, but really just impressed with how well it came together and how nice it looks. People should really see a big difference when they go out to Lincoln District.
For information about the Lincoln District streetscape, including the latest updates on Phase 2, visit the city's site.
Parks are an important asset to neighborhoods, and Metro Parks Tacoma supports more than 6 community parks throughout the greater Tacoma area. Some are community pocket parks, while others feature towering trees and vast amounts of hiking trails. One park in particular can be considered an edible park. In our next story, Dave Gordon tells us why it is so delicious.
Blueberries, considered a multifaceted fruit packed full of antioxidants, yet able to fill sweet tooth cravings. Here in Tacoma's south end, just off East 72nd and East D Streets, there's a tasty public park with no swing sets, no dog runs, and no play areas. Just blueberries. Charlotte's Blueberry Park once was a blueberry farm, started in the early 1950s. Metro Parks Tacoma officially took over the place and kept it for blueberries. 20 acres of blueberry bushes, just ripe for public picking. The park is named in honor of Charlotte Valbert.
She was a local resident who took care of the place after it was abandoned for so many years. She groomed the area, got rid of weeds, took loving care of the blueberries themselves.
Blueberry picking season at the park runs from July through September. It's open from sunrise to sunset, with berry picking open to the public on a first pick, first served basis.
I really enjoy picking the blueberries, and it's free, and it's such a big park. It's wonderful. I'm a culinary arts student, so I use the blueberries for all kinds of things.
Kind of wanted a really peaceful place to get away to today and get some berries at the same time. Yeah, something that we could all be together and have a nice day outside and relaxing.
Charlotte's Blueberry Park features a variety of blueberries that last through summer. Just bring a bucket and prepare to pick, pluck, and munch throughout the day.
We got blueberries! Yay! Look!
Charlotte's Blueberry Park is 20 acres of enjoyment. Just make sure that next time you come up here, you're not wearing a white shirt doing a stand-up for the news. For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
For more information on the picking season of Charlotte's Blueberry Park, visit them online. Rev your engines and get ready for the annual South Tacoma Car Show. More than 200 classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles will be displayed on South Tacoma Way between 50th and 58th Streets. This is the event's 21st year, and it is being rebranded as the Mild to Wild Car Show. The event will be on Saturday, August 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the South Tacoma Business District.
After looking at the classics, a new program is about the future. The Electric Car Discount Program is launching this fall with a focus on lowering the cost of purchasing or leasing an electric car. Those who sign up for the program will receive a significant discount at participating Tacoma dealerships. Details are still coming together, but you're encouraged to visit the city site to sign up to receive email updates. Once signed up, there is no obligation to participate. To stay tuned and receive more information, head over to the city site. When we come back from the break, we'll be joined by Deputy Fire Marshal Vernon Porter.
He's here to talk about the risks of brush fires during the summer months. Don't go away.
We often think of brush fires in rural areas and forest lands, but each year the Tacoma Fire Department responds to brush fires here in the city. Here to tell us more about summer brush fires is Deputy Fire Marshal Vernon Porter. Vern, thanks for being here today.
Yep, my pleasure.
So Vern, can you tell us what leads to so many brush fires in the summer months?
It's a combination of the heat and the dryness throughout the summer. Even though we get a lot of rain in this area, typically when the rains stop about mid-May, then it starts to dry out the vegetation in the area, and we're pretty thickly overgrown because of the rain that we get, and so as it dries out it becomes more flammable, and that's what spreads the fires around.
And what should I do if I see one?
Typically if you see a fire, it's normally while you're driving down the road. We want you to try to get a good landmark, an intersection, an address where you're at, so when you call 911 you can give us a better description. If it's possible, pull over, let them know where you're at, so that when we get there you could show us where you see the fire, because sometimes when we get there the fire might not be as visible to us as it was to you when you first saw it, and then you can kind of guide us, because there's a lot of parks and wooded areas in Tacoma where we might not see exactly what you were seeing.
Okay, so what can I do or our viewers do to minimize the damage?
Typically what you want to do is you want to keep your grass cut. If you can, water your lawns. Keep the vegetation and the brush and stuff cleared away from your property, away from your fence area. Do the best you can to keep your property clean.
Okay. So do you have any special firefighting equipment to address the brush fires?
Yeah, in the recent years we've had more and more brush fires through the summer because it's been drier through the summertime. So we now have one brush rig on the east side of Tacoma that is mobile. It can get in the areas where fire engines can. It's a 4-wheel drive capability. And we also have a retrofitted pickup truck that is also set up with some water and brush capabilities so that it can get in an area, and it's on the west side of the city. So we try to cover the city with those 2 rigs to assist engine companies in areas that we can't get to.
Okay. So do you have any specialized training that is different from the firefighter training?
Yeah, so in the fire service what we have is it's called a red card. It's wildland firefighting tactics. We do have several members of our department that currently do have that, and we are working to get more members with that. And it's basically how to protect structures and stuff when you have like a hillside on northeast Tacoma where the fire's burning up, to be able to protect the structures and all that on top of the hill while you're extinguishing the fire down below.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you coming on to the show today and giving us all that amazing information. We hope you'll come back, and we hope our viewers take some of your advice so we can try to prevent these brush fires.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Vern.
All right.
For more information about the Tacoma Fire Department, including links to follow them on social media, visit them online. Blood banks are in desperate need of donations. We'll learn more after the break.
Cascade Regional Blood Services is asking for your help. During the summer months, donations drop off significantly because of the lack of student donors.
High schools and colleges make up about 30% of the blood supply. And so when those schools are out a month into the summertime, we're having a challenge. And so having blood donors in the middle of August and into early September, we see some challenging times for fulfilling the hospital orders. So it's great to have the donors come in. Donors come in, they can come in about every 56 days. And the blood supply, it ebbs and flows. You know, like you said, the winter time we tend to have more donors, and that's a great time for us. But we can't keep that blood around because red cells only last about 42 days. And the probability of them making to that 42 days is not likely. They're most likely going to be transfused in one of our local hospitals here by the time that they reach them 42 days. So we can't necessarily just store it. We don't have the capabilities to preserve the blood products that long, nor would we even have the inventory to manage it.
Donating blood is safe and takes less than an hour from start to finish. You can schedule a donation time or find out where a blood draw is being held near you by going to their website. The Tacoma Public Library is ready to help transform Tacoma by learning more about what the community needs from the libraries. Residents are invited to a series of community conversations to share ideas about how to strengthen the community and how the libraries can be an effective partner.
This is really an opportunity for the library to better understand the community's aspirations as well as the challenges that they're facing. We want to be able to shape our services to help the community meet those aspirations and to face those challenges head on. If we find that we can't shape our services to meet those aspirations or the community challenges, we'll partner with agencies who can help.
For information on upcoming meetings, go to the Tacoma Public Library website.
The Hilltop Street Fair is back for another year of community entertainment, food, and culture. This is the 5th year of the event, taking place on Martin Luther King Jr. Way between 9th and 13th Streets. The Hilltop Street Fair features live music with 4 stages, a car show, fashion show, food vendors, cultural exhibits from Central Latino, and more. Organizers say last year's event pulled an estimated 20,000 people. The 5th annual Hilltop Street Fair takes place Saturday, August 25th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Check out their Facebook page for more information. It's definitely festival season because in addition to the Hilltop Street Fair, the 5th annual McKinley Hill Street Fair is coming up quick. Get the family together on Saturday, August 18th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to have fun and take home some prizes. The event is being held at 35th and McKinley Avenue. The fair includes vendors, food trucks, live art, music performances, and more. The Tacoma Christian Center will be continuing their yearly backpack and school supply giveaway for students, along with health screenings and a free carnival. For more information, visit mckinley253.com.
Click Cable TV's Summertime Mobile Movies in the Park series continues this month. On Friday, August 10th, Lightning McQueen and Friends are back in the animated hit Cars 3, being shown at Tacoma's Center at Norpoint. Then on Friday, August 17th, Sherlock Gnomes will be shown at the Star Center in South Tacoma, and on Saturday, August 18th, there will be a screening of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle at Chambers Creek Regional Park. The outdoor movies are free and begin at sunset.
Click recently participated in the annual Society of Telecommunications Engineers Cable Tech Games. The regional industry competition included events like fiber and cable splicing, meter reading, and drop connecting cable TV components. The Click team took second place overall. Dan Browett won first place in the drop connection category, and Scott Freeman took second place in overall individual competition.
After the break, we'll find out how to become better recyclers.
And we'll see if compostable bags are really good for the environment. Stay with us.
China's blue sky policy is having global impacts on recycling. Megan Snow has information about how to make recycling sustainable as the markets change.
Recycling is a commodity, and while we don't always think about it as a business, it is, which is why it is important to think about how we prepare our recyclables for the next stage in their life.
Much of the recycling that we collect and bale is shipped overseas, and a large portion of that goes to China. In 2017, China informed the World Trade Organization that they are going to be placing much stricter standards and quality requirements on recycling.
Making sure that what we add to the recycling bin is actually recyclable prevents contamination of whole truckloads of materials.
It's always been possible to have a little bit of contamination that was acceptable, but with the new standards, our goal is zero contamination and quality over quantity. So what that means for the everyday person is clean recyclables. And if they have something in them, like a soup can, give it a rinse before you put it in your recycling. And another common thing that happens is a lot of people receive packages. Inside the box, there might be something else that's not cardboard. Please take it out, remove it. This is not recyclable. This is.
The importance of having clean and properly sorted recycling materials has become a major determining factor in how recycling is happening. The new motto for recyclers, when in doubt, throw it out. For Tacoma Report, I'm Megan Snow.
To learn more, check out the city's webpage.
A growing number of businesses in Tacoma are taking advantage of the city's food cycling program for businesses. The service picks up food waste from business customers and diverts it from the landfill.
Program has been very easy. We have a can
That's a different color from our other cans, and that's the can we put food waste into, and it's picked up once a week. So all my employees participate. It's been real simple. I just made one phone call, got the can, and now we can feel good about not throwing those good compostable coffee grounds into the garbage, but they're going down to be turned into beautiful black gardening soil.
To learn more about the service, businesses can contact Solid Waste Management at 253-573-2100.
This year, more than 2,000 yard and food waste bins have been tagged for contamination. The city's Solid Waste Management is asking for help to prevent contamination of yard and food waste. Megan Snow has more.
As consumers, we want to buy the best products that make our daily tasks as easy as possible. And sometimes we don't know that a simple solution may not be as simple as we think. That is the case with compostable plastic bags.
While compostable bags seem right, in Tacoma, they're wrong. It's really frustrating when folks buy a compostable bag. They're expensive, and while you feel like you're doing the right thing, it actually ends up being a contaminant in the compost. These don't break down completely, and so they actually just pollute the rest of the load.
It's a common mistake, and it's easy to understand why. The bags are advertised as being compostable and are sold in Tacoma, but they don't break down in the 28 days needed by the compost factory, the city's partner.
Our drivers are instructed that if you see a bag, tag a bag. And so if they find a bag in your yard waste, they will give you one of these. And the reason why, whether it's a plastic bag or whether it's a compostable bag, it's contamination, and it ruins the entire compost load. Instead of a compost bag, use a container. So it's really easy. You set it out in your kitchen after you've prepared a meal, it's filled up, you walk it out to your brown cart, empty it, rinse this out, and you're done. And while it takes an extra minute, it's the right thing to do, it feels good, and it's how compost is done right in Tacoma.
Customers are the biggest ally the utility has to help them divert trash from the landfill and help keep rates low. For Tacoma Report, I'm Megan Snow.
For a full list of what is and isn't recyclable, visit them online or dial 311.
And finally, if you haven't visited the Enviro House lately, you probably haven't seen the new displays. The Enviro House has new LED lighting and a new smart refrigerator so that visitors can see how energy efficiency can work in their homes.
So a really cool benefit of having this fridge at the Enviro House is it's an opportunity for customers to come in and actually play around with it. It's a really good first try with kind of this new smart tech that we're hearing so much about. So it's actually a model, a functional model that you can play around with some of the apps. You can take a look at how the cameras work. A really good introduction to smart appliances.
The Enviro House is open Wednesday through Sunday and offers visitors tips and examples of green building, sustainable landscaping, and environmentally friendly design and furniture. The Enviro House also offers workshops and tours. For more information about the house, visit them online or call them.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Thanks for watching.